Every time I cross into the Loch Modan, it feels like stepping into a memory I didn't realize I had missed.
PlayerOneDad.
You come down out of Dunmoreau, the mountains open up, and suddenly there's a lake. It's quiet. Like the world is asking you to slow down. Most players don't stop here anymore, and honestly, I get why. When people talk about the perfect early World of Warcraft zones, it's always the same four: Elwyn Forest, Westfall, Red Ridge, Duskwood. And look, they're incredible zones with perfect level design and quest exploration. Those four zone runs are basically sacred. But Loch Modan, it gets skipped, forgotten, treated like a hallway. Which is funny because this place actually has character. There's always flowers here, always something growing. And you know that I'm picking the next flower that comes on the road. Wide valleys, mountain walls, a lake that actually makes you stop and look. It's like Elwyn Forest, but pushed into the mountains. Colder, older, and quieter. Walking through here reminds me of my first dwarf, the one Frostpipe is based off of. Back then, I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what a build was. I just knew that I had a gun, a beard, and a quiet road. And that felt right. But Loch Modan has a problem. Actually, it has a lot of problems. The wildlife is bad enough, but the troggs, they're everywhere. And they haunt every corner of this zone. They're heavy hitters. They're taking over mining routes and making regular life harder for the locals. And Delsamar feels like a town pretending that nothing's wrong. Most folks would rather drink, keep the wool over their eyes, and tell themselves that this is just how it is now. But not everyone. Some have asked for help, and that's where Frostpipe's trusty gun comes into play. Troggs hit hard. Coming from retail, it actually feels good again to have mobs that don't just fall over. Got me into trouble more than once. And honestly, I love that. The loch reminds me of simpler times in gaming, where it was just you and the open world. One of the things that made classic World of Warcraft so unique is that there wasn't hardly any loading screens to zone. And that was a huge accomplishment for its time. It's one of the things that made me fall absolutely in love with this. Shortly after World of Warcraft was created, lots of MMOs tried to copy its formula, and they did a pretty good job at it. But nobody, at least back then, did it like Blizzard. It's something that I miss about Blizzard. They're always the type of dev team that always took things from other things and perfected them. But that's what made them innovative. Now, it seems they've lost that heart along the way. It's not gone completely. And in fact, I think that heart is coming back slowly and methodically. But it's not going to be like the old days anymore. It'll be different. And that's okay. The loch reminds us that not every zone is going to be popular, but there's still heart in each one. One of the things that people often overlook, especially in retail, they don't see that there is true art in some of these zones. Regardless of how bad the game mechanics are, the heart of Azeroth has always been there, and it's in its art. These level designers, these world builders, are creating something that not everyone has the skill to do. And that's something that I really miss about video games in general, is that they've forgotten the heart, which is the art. It's what makes you immersed in this world. Although the loch will not be as popular, it will never be forgotten. At least not by me. Still, nothing lasts forever. Some places are meant to be passed through. Not because they're not beautiful, but because the road keeps going. Frostpipe is hearing a call to a new world, yet a familiar one. We'll see you on the next one.